Hello everyone, let's get started. This is Ian. What is he doing? Yes, he's climbing. Does he look professional? I think yes. He has the right equipment, he looks confident, so he might be a professional climber. Where might he work? Any guesses? He works for an adventure travel agency. And we have an ad of this travel agency here. Let's read it together. Are you looking for a little adventure in your life? Then travel with me to beautiful Colorado. I'm Ian, an experienced river rafting and rock climbing guide. I've been doing river rafting for 20 years and I've been rock climbing for 15 years. I've also been guiding adventure travelers in this area for 10 years. Oh, don't worry about safety. I've also taken a number of first aid and safety courses. Come on, join me. Now, pay attention to the parts I am pointing out. I've been doing river rafting for 20 years. I've been rock climbing for 15 years. I've also been guiding adventure travelers in this area for 10 years. Are these activities completed or continuing? Yes, they are continuing. How do we understand it? From the ing form of the main verb. In our examples, we have doing, climbing, and guiding. Did they start in the past? Yes, they did. The first activity started 20 years ago, the second activity started 15 years ago, and the last one started 10 years ago. So, these activities started in the past and are still continuing. In such situations, we use present perfect continuous tense. Now, let's have a closer look at this tense. This is Mary. What's she doing? She is kayaking. If we say Mary has been kayaking in the Grand Canyon for 2 hours, what does this mean? This means that she started kayaking 2 hours ago and she is still kayaking. The activity hasn't finished yet. Look at this timeline. Mary started kayaking at 2 p.m. and now it's 4 p.m. and she is still kayaking. And most probably she will continue kayaking. Then we can say that we use the present perfect continuous tense to talk about actions and situations that began in the past and are still continuing. Here is another example. Sue has been rock climbing since 2010. This means Sue started rock climbing in 2010 and she still goes rock climbing. Also, the present perfect continuous tense is often used to emphasize the duration of the activity. It answers the question how long. Here we have a travel guide and a customer. The customer asks, how long have you been guiding adventure travelers? And the answer is with present perfect continuous tense. I've been guiding them for 10 years. Another question is, how long has Bob been bungee jumping? And the answer is again with present perfect continuous tense. Bob has been bungee jumping since he was 15. At that point, I want to emphasize that for and since are often used with present perfect continuous tense. And remember, we use for to show how long something has been true and since to show when something started. Is this sentence correct? Look at the main verb. No, it's not. Why? Because no is a stative verb, so it's not used with continuous tenses. How can we correct this sentence? We can use present perfect tense instead. I've known how to skydive since I was young. So, even if the action isn't finished, even if I still know how to skydive, because know is a stative verb, I should use present perfect tense. Speaking of present perfect tense, let's compare present perfect continuous tense with present perfect tense. With habitual actions that started in the past and continue into the present, we can use either present perfect or present perfect continuous tense. What's a habitual action? It's an action that someone usually does. It's typical or characteristic of them. Live, work, study, teach, and wear are some of the habitual verbs. As we can see in these examples, there is no difference in meaning. We can use present perfect or present perfect continuous tense. Now, let's have a look at differences. We use present perfect for an action that was completed at an unspecified time in the past. For example, we have trekked through the Andes Mountains. Here the meaning is, we aren't on the Andes Mountains anymore. We're back. The activity was completed. However, the present perfect continuous tense is used for an event that began in the past and is still ongoing. In other words, the activity isn't completed yet. For example, when we say he has been backpacking in Peru for 2 weeks, the meaning is he began to backpack in Peru 2 weeks ago and he is still backpacking there. Another difference is we use present perfect tense to express how much, how many, and how many times. Look at the examples. Nancy has visited Machu Picchu 3 times. I've trained over 100 people so far. How much of your work have you done? In these examples, we are given amount. So, we use present perfect, not present perfect continuous tense. Now, practice time. Pause the video and fill in the blanks with the present perfect or present perfect continuous tense. The first answer is have been sitting because the action isn't completed. In the second one, since be is a stative verb, we use present perfect tense. In the third one, again, see is a stative verb, that's why we use present perfect tense. In the fourth one, as we are given once, which is an answer to how many times, we use present perfect tense. In 5 and 6, both of the tenses are possible depending on the meaning.